Jesse Homestead, how the heck are you? Got a few things to talk to you about today, and it is a miserable day out there. I mean, we're talking cold, cloudy, yuck. So I moved it inside. Alrighty, anyway, hang on just a minute. We'll get to talking about some of the things we want to talk about today. See you in a second. I need to ask y'all, what do you think of the shorter intro? Like it? Don't like it? Kind of curious. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about this upcoming educational series. I've been working my patukas off on it, and basically, it's got spurred on by a fellow who I'd met up here local, who had seen some of the old videos. Matter of fact, he's a subscriber, and when he saw me, he's like, "I want to talk to you." Uh, he was looking around at land, and he said that he could buy this cropland pretty cheap, you know. And he said, "But man, it's been ran through the mud." And we got talking a little bit about things like sustainable agricultural techniques and things of this nature. And he says, "You need to put that out there." He says, "Because there's a lot of people like me who are scared to death to buy this row crop stuff, not knowing how many years and so forth it would take to get it up into production." Okay. So that's what I'm doing. I'm beginning a series, and I was going to put it on Patreon. Yeah, opened up Patreon again. Uh, and run it there first. But I think, you folks have hung around for a while and continue to visit the channel and subscribe. And I really want to thank you for that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and for sure run this first series because it gives you a general view of what sustainable agriculture is all about. Okay, there is some techniques out there that can expedite turning dead row crop back into productive land. Not easy, okay, but what you save in equipment. Because I mean, today for modern agriculture, I mean, you're talking about needing to plow. Of course, you're going to need a tractor. You're going to need a plow. You're going to need a cultivator. You're going to need a seed planter. You're going to need, your if you're doing grains, your combines, and so forth. So you got a lot of equipment you're looking at. Okay. Well, with sustainable agriculture, you cut the equipment list down quite a bit. Okay. Because basically, you're going to need a cultipacker and for getting a crop in, you're going to need a cultipacker and a drill. That's it. Okay. Forget about the tillage. Forget about the cultivators, all that kind of nonsense. Cultipacker and a drill. That's sustainable farming. All right. So, of course, you're going to need the standard stuff you got to have around the farm, probably a bush hog. Things of this nature, a finish mower, uh, you know. Uh, but so the savings you're going to have in equipment on startup will help pay for a lot of these things that you can do to get that land up in production within a year or two. Yeah. So it is possible. Sustainable agriculture also is for you younger kids who have had global warming just crammed down your throats to the point that you're brainwashed to it. I agree with climate change. It does change. That's nature. It's been changing yeah, forever. Okay. We don't live 10 or 11,000 years to watch it change, but the records are there. Okay, it does change. I saw a video. I kind of got a kick out of it the other day from the 70s, where they were talking about the impending ice age. We're all going to die. So Gee, that didn't happen. Then we went into global warming. We're all going to burst into flames. And the one thing I did catch on the thing that I found rather humorous was they were looking at the decade over the 70s, how the global temperatures had dropped dramatically. And I mean, they had dropped dramatically. Matter of fact, it dropped more than what the UN's telling us the globe's warmed up. Yes, so we had a little cooling period back in the 70s, which now is the new figures are going over. See how much we're getting hot? You can manipulate statistics to say anything. Okay. Quit panicking. It's Mother Nature. All right. Yes, we've got a grand solar minimum staring at us. All right. Our climate is going to change from what you're probably used to, or even your parents. But it's nothing new. It isn't. It's nothing new. We go through these cycles. That's Mother Earth. Okay. That's nature. And on that line of thought, nature can heal itself if we would just give it the tools and quit stripping it. All right? Yeah. Everything out there. Matter of fact, there's a lot where if you do a little research, you'll be able to walk around your fields and look at the weeds that are growing there, and those weeds are telling you what nutrients your soil is short of. Yeah. Certain weeds crop up if there's low nitrogen or low potash or whatever in your soil. These will crop up to counter that lack in your soil. Yeah. The one thing that Mother Nature can't deal with is you have, they call it a root fungus, all these microbial funguses that are in the soil are there for a couple of reasons. They're primarily there to aid in packing those roots with nutrients. Yeah, feeding the plant. But there are also some in there that they hang around at the bottom of your plant waiting for pathogens to come by, because they will come by, you know, and they eat the pathogens. Yeah. So you've got soil predators down there. Uh, it's all part of nature, folks. Nature takes care of the planet, all right, and it works. It truly works. Uh, you've got different plants you can plant to bring up your nitrogens, your potassium, whatever you need. Okay, you can do it by what cover crops you put on those fields. Diverse cover crops where all of them are pulling up different minerals to help you out. Okay, some pull more nitrogen than others, and things of this nature. Some pull up more potassium, and different minerals are pulled in. And if you have the right mix for your soil, what you're lacking, Mother Nature will fertilize your fields for you, and you'll need very, very few inputs. Okay, that's like if you're wanting to grow corn. If you put in a cover crop that's heavy with, things like the tubular um, radishes, you will have nitrogen levels in your soil that would make most of these row croppers today get tears in their eyes, going, "How do you do that?" Yeah. So that's going to be an important series. It's going to point you down that road. I don't know if I'm going to put the whole series on YouTube. I might, um, at least on this particular avenue. And it covers everything from grazing and so forth. So grazing is extremely important. If you are going to go back to nature and how nature heals itself, then animals play a huge role in that. Huge role in that. You got to have them. All right. It's just that simple. Those cows get out there and they stomp organic matter into your soil. They fertilize it and they kill off some of the bad weeds with the urine and yada yada yada. Okay. Chickens come in. They like to scatter those cow patties around, and they'll turn one cow patty into um, you know, a manure spread 20 foot in diameter, picking in for larvae from flies, things of this nature. There's so much that goes on out there. And then they help also fertilize the soil, uh, boost your nitrogen levels, so forth. Some guys run a few goats with their cattle because the goats will eat the weeds that the cattle don't like. All right, and some are in their rotation. They're running through cattle with a few goats thrown into the mix. They come in with their chickens behind that about 5 days later, and because you don't want the grass to get up too high. Chickens do not like real tall grass; they get a little skittish. Uh, but you run your chickens in behind that, and behind that, a lot of times they run like sheep. So you've got a pretty diverse farm of what you have available in marketing. But it's taking care of your needs on your soil. So there is ways to do this. It's just going to take a little effort on your part, but you can do it and do it naturally, and then you're not needing to get out there and add inputs like a wild person. You don't. It's just that simple. And you plan your crop rotations and so forth by where is your soil at, not by whatever you want to plant or what you think the market will bear. See what I'm saying? And there's a lot of bad news on the horizon for these guys who haven't caught on to this. Okay. One of my last videos, we talk about the debt taken on by farms. Not sustainable, folks. And I'm really curious what 2019 figures are going to look like. I really am. Because it's been a bad year for farmers. So that's kind of the avenue we're going to take this in. Like I said, I've just got a couple acres here, so it's not like I'm going to be out here on a tractor running around showing you all that. So I'm going to need to I'll be putting in gardens and flower beds. Heck, we got some flower beds out front. Okay. Can't eat them. How good are they? But putting in some container gardening and different items like that. Building some sheds, stuff of this nature. So take you along on all that, but mainly we're going to get into education. All right. I want to try to help you out and at least have the information there where you can take a look at it and go, good idea. I think I'll start incorporating that. We'll start off with generalities on a particular situation and then drill down into it for what you need to do. I hope you find these useful. It's good to be back. I'm really kind of got my life in order now, and I'm trying to move forward. So it's been nice talking with you folks, and hopefully these things you'll find some use for. Okay. So this is Rich from Tennessee Homestead. I love you guys, and I appreciate you. Have a great day.